Fat girl can't sing. The words stung Amina's ears as she walked off the stage. But little did they know, Amina's true strength was about to shine through. In a lively village nestled among rolling hills and green fields, there lived a young girl named Amina. She was known for her happy spirit and infectious laugh, but also for being bigger than the other kids. This sometimes led to mean comments from those who didn't understand. Amina was different from the other children in the village. She was taller and wider, with round cheeks and a soft tummy. When she walked to school, her uniform stretched tight across her body. Some kids would whisper and point, making Amina feel sad and alone. But Amina didn't let this stop her from enjoying life. She loved to run through the fields, feeling the wind in her hair. She played with her friends, laughing and having fun. And she especially loved helping her mother in the kitchen, where they made yummy meals together. Amina's mother, Fatima, was a kind and wise woman. She saw how some people treated Amina and it made her heart ache. But she knew her daughter was special, not just because of her size, but because of her big heart and beautiful spirit. Every night before bed, Fatima would sit with Amina and tell her stories of strong, brave women who had changed the world. You see, my dear, she would say, true strength comes from within. It's not about how you look, but about how you treat others and how you face challenges. Amina's father, Hassan, was a carpenter in the village. He was a quiet man, but his love for Amina was as strong as the tables he built. He often took Amina to his workshop, teaching her how to sand wood and make simple toys. You have strong hands, Amina, he would say with pride. You can create beautiful things with them. At school, Amina had a small group of loyal friends. There was Malik, a boy with a mischievous grin who always made her laugh. Zara, a quiet girl who loved to read and share stories with Amina. And twins, Omar and Layla, who lived next door to Amina and had been her friends since they were babies. These friends stood up for Amina when others were mean. They saw her true self, kind, funny, and always ready to help. But even with their support, there were days when the teasing got to be too much. One day, after a particularly hard day at school where some older kids had made fun of her, Amina came home in tears. She ran to her room and threw herself on her bed, sobbing. Fatima found her there and sat beside her, stroking her hair. "What's wrong, my love?" she asked gently. Through her tears, Amina told her mother about the teasing. "Why am I so different, Mama? Why can't I be like everyone else?" Fatima's heart broke for her daughter, but she knew this was an important moment. She took a deep breath and said, "Amina, look at me." When Amina raised her tear-stained face, Fatima continued, "You are different, that's true. But being different is not bad. It's what makes you special." She picked up a nearby mirror and held it up to Amina. "What do you see?" Amina looked at her reflection. "I see me. Big and round." Fatima shook her head. "Look closer. I see kind eyes that light up when you laugh. I see strong arms that help your father in his workshop. I see a beautiful smile that makes others happy. And most importantly, I see a big heart full of love." Amina looked again, trying to see what her mother saw. Slowly, a small smile appeared on her face. "My dear," Fatima said, "your heart is what truly matters. Your size doesn't define you. Your kindness, your strength, your voice, these are the things that make you who you are." From that day on, Amina tried to remember her mother's words. It wasn't always easy, but she began to see herself differently. She started to focus on the things she was good at, like singing and helping others. One day, the village leader announced exciting news. They were going to have a big festival. There would be games to play, music to dance to, and a special show where people could share their talents. Amina's friends were thrilled. They knew Amina had a wonderful voice and thought she should sing in the show. But Amina wasn't sure. She bit her lip and asked, "What if they laugh at me?" Her friends shook their heads. "But you have such a pretty voice, Amina. Everyone should hear it." After thinking about it for a while, Amina decided to be brave. She would sing a song she loved, one that made her feel happy inside. As the festival day got closer, Amina practiced her song every day. She sang while helping her mother cook, while walking to school, and even while lying in bed at night. Her voice got stronger and more beautiful with each practice. Finally, the big day arrived. The village square was full of color, with bright flags and balloons everywhere. The smell of tasty food filled the air, and people were laughing and having fun. Amina's heart beat fast as she waited for her turn to sing. When they called her name, Amina took a deep breath. She walked onto the stage, feeling nervous but excited. The crowd clapped, and Amina felt their warmth surrounding her. As she started to sing, her clear, strong voice filled the air. Everyone stopped to listen. Amina put all her feelings into the song, and as she sang, she saw smiles appear on people's faces. Her friends and family beamed with pride. When the song ended, the crowd cheered loudly. They clapped and shouted Amina's name. Amina felt proud and happy. For a moment, she forgot about being different. But as she left the stage, she heard some mean whispers. "Did you hear her? She's too big to be up there." The words hurt Amina's feelings. For a moment, she felt sad and unsure again. Then she remembered what her mother always said, "Your heart is what really matters." Amina stood up straight and smiled. She knew her mother was right. That evening, as the festival went on, Amina decided to take a walk through the village. She came across a group of kids trying to play a game. They were trying to lift a big log to make a seesaw, but it was too heavy. Amina saw they were having trouble. She walked over and asked, "Do you need help?" The kids looked at her, not sure what to think. But Amina smiled brightly, and her confidence shone through. Together, they all worked to lift the log. Amina was strong, and with everyone working together, they finally got the log in place. The kids were amazed at how strong Amina was. As they played on the new seesaw, more children came to join in. Soon, Amina was the center of attention. But this time, it wasn't because of her size. It was because of her kindness and willingness to help. The mean whispers Amina had heard earlier faded away. The villagers saw her for who she really was, kind, strong, and brave. They realized that what's inside a person is more important than how they look on the outside. By the end of the festival, Amina had made many new friends. She felt proud of who she was, both inside and out. The villagers celebrated not just her singing talent, but also her kind heart and strong spirit. From that day on, Amina continued to shine brightly. She embraced her body and her voice. She sang more often, helping others with her strong arms, and spreading kindness wherever she went. The village learned an important lesson that day. They learned about accepting others, being kind, and the power of being brave. Amina became a much-loved person in the village, reminding everyone that it's not how we look that makes us special, but the love we share and the strength we show. As time went on, Amina's confidence grew even more. She started teaching other kids to sing, sharing her love of music. She also helped organize games where everyone could play together, no matter their size or shape. One day, a new family moved to the village. They had a daughter named Layla who was very thin and shy. Some kids started to tease Layla for being too skinny. Amina saw this and remembered how it felt to be teased. She went up to Layla and introduced herself. "I know how it feels to be different," Amina said kindly. "But being different is what makes you special." She invited Layla to join her and her friends for a picnic. At the picnic, Amina made sure everyone included Layla in their games. She discovered that Layla was very good at drawing. "See," Amina told her, "you have a wonderful talent. That's what makes you unique and beautiful." Layla smiled, feeling accepted for the first time since moving to the village. From that day on, she and Amina became close friends. As the years passed, Amina grew into a young woman. Her kindness and strength touched many lives in the village. She became known as someone who could always be counted on to help others. One summer, a terrible drought hit the village. The crops were dying, and many families were struggling. Amina had an idea. She organized a group to dig a new well in a spot her father thought might have water. For days, Amina and the other villagers worked hard under the hot sun. Some people thought it was hopeless, but Amina encouraged everyone to keep trying. "We're stronger together," she would say. Finally, after many days of digging, they struck water. The whole village celebrated. They now had enough water for their crops and families. Everyone praised Amina for her idea and her determination. The village leader said to Amina, "You've shown us all what true strength is. It's not about size or appearance. It's about having the courage to help others and never giving up." Amina's mother watched her daughter with pride. She saw how Amina had turned her differences into strengths. "You see, my dear," she said one day, "your beautiful heart has touched so many people." Amina nodded, understanding now what her mother had always meant. She realized that being different wasn't bad, it was what made her special. Years passed, and Amina became known throughout the region for her beautiful voice and her kind heart. People came from far and wide to hear her sing and to learn from her. Whenever a new child came to the village feeling different or left out, Amina was there to welcome them. She would share her story and help them find their own special strengths. One day, a little girl new to the village approached Amina. "I wish I could be brave like you," she said shyly. Amina knelt down and looked into the girl's eyes. "You already are brave," she said gently. "Being yourself in a world that's not always kind, that's the bravest thing of all." And so, Amina's story became a legend in the village. It was a story of courage, kindness, and the power of being true to oneself. It taught everyone that real beauty comes from within, and that our differences are what make us special. Amina's journey from a shy, unsure girl to a confident, inspiring woman showed that with love, support, and self-belief, anyone can overcome challenges and shine brightly. The village never forgot the lesson they learned. They became known as a place where everyone was welcome, no matter their shape, size, or differences. And at the heart of it all was Amina, whose beautiful voice and even more beautiful spirit continued to touch hearts and change lives. Moral of the story: true beauty comes from kindness, courage, and being yourself. Our differences make us special, and what's inside our hearts matters most of all.